Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about how screens affect our weight loss and weight management. Now before I begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes, my books, which you can find on Amazon, my two podcasts, The Cinema Rag and The Awakened Man, the latter of which is very health oriented. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there's a link for PayPal. So I would say, and this could be a very cynical view, that the large majority of us are screen dependent, if not screen addictive. And I'm not talking about necessary for your job, because I think the large majority of Americans have a job where they have to look at screens. For every even forest ranger or some job where the majority of your day you're doing construction or working at a factory, the majority of people have jobs where they're looking at screens. So we're not even going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other ways that screens affect us. And I would say, if we were intellectually honest, we are hooked on the screens. And certainly if you're part of the younger generation, it's like another organ. You can't live without it like you think you can. I have people ask me, like when I talk to younger children or my children, I tell them I graduated from high school at a time when there was no email and no internet. Now the email, because they don't even use email, but no internet, right? No smart device. What did you do in an emergency when you were at school? Well, the school just called the principal's office and then they'll go get you. But either way, the phones affect us in every way, shape, or form. I've talked about on the pet peeves while running at the gym. Like I will see, and this is mostly women, who will be in the walking lane, sometimes in the running lane, while they're walking, sometimes into the running lane, and we have to say, excuse me. But also, I've seen them on ellipticals. I've not seen it runners running doing that, but on the elliptical, people watching TV or watching their phone and so forth. And two of these things, like I notice anecdotally, is I don't look at screens when I'm working out. I've mentioned that I run listening to music, but these things make you go slower in your workout. So I get it. Look, if you're not attuned to listening to music or even a podcast, because I know some people listen to podcasts when they do cardio, you're like, God, I got to be here in 30 minutes. I'm bored. And then they get on the phone or they start watching whatever, The Office, on their phone. That intuitively makes you work out more slowly than if you just crank on some music. Test it out. You'll see. You'll go faster with the music more often than not. There are exceptions. So even in that, look at our strength training. How frustrated do you get with people who are just sitting on a machine looking at their phone between reps? And look, if you weren't on the phone, you probably would do each rep faster, especially if you knew people were waiting for you. But people don't think that, right? They're just on their phones, taking their time, not thinking about other people. I've been in the dry sauna where people bring in their phones because they're so hooked on it. But in general, let's stay away from these kind of just these old man curmudgeon things. How do screens affect our weight loss? Well, look, most people, when they get home from work, flip on the screen and eat dinner while they're watching television. That in itself, we know, increases caloric intake, because study after study shows that if you are watching television or looking at any sort of screen while you're eating, you're more likely to overeat. This is why they've always said, turn off everything, sit at the table, and actually talk to people. Do I always do that? Not always. But that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. But also, just screen stuff makes us less motivated. Sorry about the alarm here. Makes us less motivated to maybe go work out. If you're on some screen binge or binge watching some show that just came out, you're like, wait till the next, or with whatever. You're doing the Godfather marathon or whatever. You're less motivated to go work out. You're less motivated to take a morning walk. You're less motivated to go gardening. You're less motivated to go for a hike. You're less motivated to go outside and play with your kids. This is what screens do. This is why they used to call television the boob tube, the idiot box, because it doesn't make us smarter. I mean, not only does it take us away from reading or interacting with our family, it makes us more sedentary. And sitting is the new smoking, as they say. So if we're sitting more, mostly because we're on screens or multiple screens, I mean, people watch TV and they're on their phone at the same time or a tablet. All this is going to make us sit more, which ultimately it's going to be bad for our health. So what would I say? Break away from the screens. Be a techno. Now listen to the techno music. Try to have a healthy balance. I would not tell you to eliminate these altogether because most people can't. I mean, there are some technos, but most people can't. But have that balance. If you ever notice that maybe you're not working out because you've watched a bunch of television, or that you're overeating because you've watched a bunch of television or gaming or whatever you're on, that make a cognitive note of that and limit it, minimize it. Because ultimately, what's more important? Your health or missing out on the next episode of Succession? And I think you know the answer to this, but we need just to be intellectually honest with it. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. How do you think screens are affecting our health? Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.